The development of modern electronics made it possible to recreate music from its component parts, its tones.
Well, you're looking at one of the very first 8-track machines. We used it for switched-on Barkwell tempered synthesizer right through a good half of Clockwork Orange.
Wendy Carlos, in her studio in Greenwich Village, is one of the pioneers of synthesized sound. Her controversial versions of the classics, created entirely electronically, put machine-made music on the map.
Right now we're listening to the 8-track and we're mixing, sort of playing the role of the conductor, putting together, in this case, a pair of tracks which has all of the string section. That sounds like this. There's a harpsichord track, there are 2 flutes, and there's this nice solo that's split up into 2 tracks. Let's put them all together. It needs a little more echo. Yeah, that's good.
Her early work was with a Moog synthesizer. Though it's a museum piece now, when it was first introduced, it opened the door to a world of music synthesis. It works by first generating these harsh, bright sounds, made up of many pure tones played together.
We would pass these bright waves into a filter, which in this case, literally like your tone controls on a hi-fi set, remove portions or boost portions of the sound. We can make it sound very dull, quite pure, or very bright. And you can do this dynamically in time, so sort of percussive, or make it open up, make it sit up there.
The Moog was revolutionary, but as it generated many tones together with little control, its sounds were crude. Soon, it was overtaken by a second revolution, controlling individual tones by computer.
Unlike the Moog synthesizer, we're not going to be taking away, tearing down bits of a very bright wave. Instead, we're going to put together little overtones, pieces of sounds, characteristic of all sounds, and assemble them additively rather than subtracting parts that we don't want.
By adding tones, one at a time, Wendy Carlos is able to build precisely the sound she wants. This is the beginnings of a xylophone.
Now, obviously, if we want to make that sound like a xylophone, we're going to have to make it speak more quickly. So I'll shorten the attack from being about a half a second. There. Now it's getting on almost instantaneously, but it's lasting too long. Let me drop that down a bit. Ah, this is much more like a xylophone. Well, that one sounds pretty good. So I'll take that pattern and play a simple music phrase.
Now she specifies 3 more pure tones in the proportion she already knows a real xylophone produces.
Now I'll put in all 4 of them. Now this is something that's very close to being a replica of a xylophone, but there's an element that's missing, and that is the hammer noise that you get with a real instrument when the mallet impacts against the wood.
For this final touch, she adds an electronic shake to each sound component.